Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into something absolutely profound, a real psychological and spiritual journey. We're talking about the divine alchemy of forgiveness. You know, this is a topic that's going to touch every single one of us at some point. It's that massive, incredibly difficult struggle of choosing inner peace over the perfectly valid, deeply human urge to hit back when we've been wronged. We're going to unpack exactly how this choice doesn't just elevate our spiritual standing, but how it literally, scientifically, frees our minds.
Section 1. The urge for retaliation. Validating the pain of being wronged.
So, let's just ask this straight out. Has someone deeply hurt you? Look, it's a completely human experience. When someone crosses a line and wrongs us, our immediate gut-level instinct is wanting revenge, right? We want justice served. We want that person to actually feel the weight of what they did. But here's the agonizing truth we so often crash into. Even when justice is fully served, that hollow, heavy ache in your heart, it rarely just disappears. We get the payback we thought we desperately wanted, but the pain is still sitting right there. So why does that happen?
Section 2. The right to qisas, your legal right to equal justice. What's so fascinating here is how Islamic theology tackles our human reality head-on. It actually validates your right to justice first, before it ever asks you to transcend it. It doesn't just dismiss your anger or tell you it's wrong. Instead, it fully acknowledges your right to balance the scales. This is qisas, the Islamic legal right to equal retaliation, a life for a life, a wound for a wound. The theology makes it crystal clear, retaliation is legally yours to take. You are 100% within your rights to demand this justice. But, and this is a massive but, there is a profound, life-altering caveat that comes next.
Right after affirming that you have this legal right to hit back, Allah introduces this absolutely stunning twist in Surah Maidah, ayat 45. But if anyone waives the right to retaliation out of charity, it acts as an expiation for their own sins. Just think about that. This totally sets up the incredible psychology of letting go. You have the power, right? You have the right. But choosing to waive it out of pure mercy completely transforms your own spiritual slate.
Section 3. Escaping the victim mindset. The harsh truth about resentment.
Let's look at what modern psychology actually reveals about this ancient wisdom, because we really need to face the harsh truth about holding on to resentment. Retaliation? Sure, it might offer a fleeting, split-second sense of justice, and yeah, it definitely feeds the ego, but ultimately it leaves you as a psychological prisoner. Forgiveness, on the flip side, gives you true, lasting peace. It liberates your soul, and honestly, it requires an immense amount of mental strength. Simply put, retaliation might give you quote-unquote justice, but it absolutely cannot give you peace.
As long as you hold on to that resentment, you literally remain a psychological prisoner to the exact person who hurt you. And that's the kicker, right? Holding on to all that anger doesn't actually punish them. Not at all. It just trapped you in a mental prison of your own making. You are essentially handing the person who wronged you the remote control to your emotions, letting them dictate your feelings long after the actual event is over.
So when you choose to forgive, even though you have the full power to punish, you're actively saving yourself from 3 incredibly toxic traps. First up is chronic stress and overthinking. Retaliation literally keeps your brain scientifically trapped in a trauma loop. Forgiveness is what actually breaks that chain. Second is the victim mindset. Forgiveness elevates you. It takes you from feeling helpless and puts you in a position of undeniable mental strength. And third, emotional poisoning. Resentment is like a poison that destroys you from the inside out, breeding anxiety and bitterness. Choosing forgiveness is literally putting up a shield against emotional burnout.
Section 4. Embodying divine forgiveness. The spiritual reward of letting go. Now we reach what I think is the most deeply comforting part of this whole explainer. It's understanding exactly why waiving your rightful revenge leads to this ultimate spiritual reward, the erasing of your own sins. I mean, why does the Creator wipe away your misdeeds just because you forgave someone else? Well, it's because when you look past a human flaw, when you actively override your own ego to show mercy, you are mirroring the Creator's most beloved attributes, Al-Ghafur, the forgiver, and Ar-Rahim, the merciful. It's essentially like you're saying, "Oh Lord, if I, a completely flawed human being, can forgive this massive injustice against me, then surely you, the King of Kings, can forgive my own shortcomings."
And that perfectly captures why this matters so incredibly much. Allah never lets your emotional sacrifice go to waste. Let's be real, letting go of your right to revenge, that is an excruciating emotional sacrifice. It is so hard, it physically hurts. But that heavy, heavy lifting of the human soul, it is seen, it is validated, and it is infinitely rewarded by the Creator erasing your own sins in return.
Section 5.
liberating your soul. The choice is entirely yours.
So we've reached the end of our journey today. We've moved from the heavy, crushing burden of anger, through the psychology of the victim mindset, all the way to the ultimate liberation of the soul. Let it go. The right to retaliate is legally and morally yours. You are completely allowed to take it. But the power is entirely in your hands right now. You can choose the fleeting, temporary validation of the ego that revenge brings, or you can choose the enduring, deeply comforting freedom of the soul that only comes with forgiveness.
I want to leave you with this final, really provocative thought to chew on. Will you choose to remain a psychological prisoner, or will you let it go and find true peace today? If this explainer brought a sense of comfort or peace to your heart and mind, please be sure to share it with someone who might really need to hear it right now. And don't forget to follow @NameraN2G for more profound, comforting insights. Thanks so much for learning with me today.